Keeping customer loyal for a larger period of time requires a lot of strategies. So what are those strategies that the company has been employing on?
The biggest thing that will keep you loyal in India, that would keep a customer loyal to your brand in India, is just knowing that you are listening, you are taking their feedback in, and you're working on or with them into solving their issues.
How this whole business model actually worked and what role it is actually playing in the overall growth strategies?
That to market a product today in India, you really need to establish a lot of social evidence, right? Because every time you open Instagram, somebody is trying to grab your attention. Whether if it's not me, it's my competitor brand.
You probably be facing those challenges as well during your initial times. And how did you overcome those and what challenges were those?
A lot of our customers said that we love the fragrance, but we wish that the packaging was more premium. And some say that it's so strong that the other person next to me was saying that can you not wear this much of this fragrance next time you meet me? Regarding Perfume, we had one influencer who said that I'm not sure if I want to do fragrances, so we said that it's okay, try it out. We sent this to her and she was supposed to deliver the content by say 10th, but she never delivered that content. So
what is your one advice that you would give it to them, that they should when they're starting up their own business or any venture?
See, my first advice would be that you can't be afraid of failure and do it fast. Launch and fail, launch and fail, launch and fail, and find the right product that works.
Welcome to another episode of the Collaborative Canvas, your platform for insights, innovation, and inspiring stories from the brightest minds across industries. Today, we are diving into the world of fragrance, specifically the growing perfume market in India. Joining us is Garima Kakkar, co-founder of Fraganote, a rising D2C fragrance brand that is redefining the perfume experience in India. Garima's journey from digital marketing to becoming an entrepreneur reflects her unyielding curiosity and passion for understanding fragrances, consumer behavior, and brand building. We explore her inspirations behind launching Fraganote, the challenges she overcame, and how she turns any perfume into more than just a product, crafting an experience that resonated deeply with the consumers. So if you're curious about how brands like Fraganote is making waves in competitive industry, stay tuned. And before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. Let's dive in. Welcome, Garima.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, Garima, we spoke behind the scenes a lot about Fraganote. How about we start with the first question? How did you venture into this from being a digital marketer?
While I've studied outside and so has Arjun, and we both lived outside in different countries, and we always figured that there was an availability of a perfume which was a segment between mass and between absolute luxury. That you didn't mind spending, say, a little bit money on and, refreshing that perfume profile once in a while. When we both came back to India, we figured that this was a gap in the market. There was either the perfume which had ads of a man being chased by 3 women, or there was either a Gucci or a Dior. There was no in-between brand that sort of enforced trust that you would relate to, you would want to buy, you would want to delve more into, something that built more on the concept of fragrances. So this sort of piqued our interest. Arjun was a fragrance collector. Whenever we would travel outside, people would be coming back with luxury bags or, alcohol from duty-free, but we would always be bringing fragrances. We have a collection of bottles of different brands over the last 15, 20 years. They're different renditions. They have been saved ever since he was in college. And, we'd been always curious about fragrances because of his passion. And on top of that, because of my experience in digital marketing, had sort of started to understand how to target really the right audience. What were the kind of nuances that people were looking for in brands, how people were actually buying, stories, not the products. These kind of nuances really helped me for my digital marketing career, and we decided to bring it all together and infuse it into fragrances and start this category of products.
And you rightly said, how people are looking into the stories, and that's what you've created through your promotions on a very large scale, I see.
Yes. Absolutely. So this is the difference, that when we were looking at this category, it's not like players did not exist, right? In fact, there are many players in this industry, in all types of segments. But what we did, or we tried to do differently at least, was that it's concept to fragrance. It's not fragrance to concept.
That's true.
A lot of brands are bringing the fragrance and then they are trying to, build up the concept. For us, it was more like we were trying to read up what kind of notes are trending in the market, what kind of notes are people asking for, what are they looking at when it came to Western trends. Then we would come up with a concept, and that brief would be sent out to perfumers. So it was the other way around. We were looking at more marketing concepts, what the consumer wants, and then sort of bringing a fragrance together.
So you did a market research study across it?
Yes, we did.
And across markets or just India?
We did it across markets because in India, what we noticed was that unlike sort of in food and maybe dining, etc., where we tend to incorporate more European trends, in fragrances, actually, we tend to incorporate more American trends. All thanks to, some brands like Deep Teak, which have become so popular. But this fragrance house category in America, a lot of people who were coming back, a lot of search words were all for American fragrance houses, Sniff, Fleur, these kind of Juliet Has a Gun, these kind of American fragrance houses were being searched for a lot in India. So we did actually across categories. This was the first thing we did before starting up. We bought a lot of data. It was the most expensive investment for us in the beginning, and we really studied across categories what was trending, what people were buying in India, what were they looking for, what kind of search terms were being searched month on month. In December, it's different. In June, it's different. And then we brought together a few concepts in the beginning that this is what we want to launch. And even up till today, in this 2 years of journey, this is how we have worked around to all the fragrances that have been launched under the Fraganote portfolio.
And when I was looking at your, Fraganote website, it was not just him and her.
No.
It was also unisex.
Yes.
How did you come to that conclusion? How did you identify the target audience for yourself?
So, this was a little bit of a battle for us. We actually only wanted to launch unisex earlier because for us, we don't believe fragrances have genders, okay? You can like rose, I can like musk, I could like coffee, you could like chocolate. However, the issue was that we were selling perfumes online. And the conventional process of buying a perfume in almost everyone's head is that you spray it on your wrist, you smell it, and then you like it and you buy it.
Yeah.
Now we had to replace that entire experience by a storytelling journey online, right? So we had to bifurcate them into him and her, so it doesn't happen that a very feminine leaning perfume lands into a guy's lap and, he doesn't like it. So we figured that him and her was most important. So at least there's some sort of association with what this fragrance would smell like. But there's also a unisex category, like woody notes. Women like it, men like it, right? So we had to make a unisex category as well. So there's masculine leaning, feminine leaning, and unisex. And this is just ease of consumer journey for women and men who don't mind, trying other categories of perfumes. It's unisex. For guys who specifically like their citrus notes or fresh notes or musk notes, it's the him category. And for women who like their fruity florals and, their more demure kind of perfumes, it's the her category. This is how we came up with that.
And you mentioned you put up a lot of money to understand this market through market research.
Yes.
Let's talk a bit more about it. What strategies did you unsure around that, and when you were actually starting to build up this whole concept of doing fragrance in India and specifically to the larger masses. I mean, there are people who would buy from a luxury brand, there are people who would buy just off the shore, and one thing which I'll come later on, that traditional approach of buying a perfume.
Yeah.
So how did you studied all these things other than when you bought all the data, you did some research? How did you study all these, and how much time it took you to come up with a concept?
It actually took us more than 6 to 8 months, I'd say. We started in January of 2022, and really we could launch in October. So we had to study. It was very clear to us that we had to study a few things. What the men were buying, what the women were buying, how much were they willing to spend in this category. And this just does not include fragrances. It included deodorants, it included body mists, it included EDPs or the parfums that we sell, EDTs, other categories of perfumes. And we had to sort of divide them into different buckets. Then we also studied in India across geographies what kind of notes people were buying. In towards the south, in Hyderabad, people have a different preference. In Ahmedabad and Gujarat, they have a different preference. In Kolkata, they have a different preference. We are a diverse country. So we also studied that, like what kind of perfumes were selling, currently existing perfumes in the market were selling where. And this is when we figured that actually, let's say a vanilla note is more popular, say, in the north. But the oud note is very popular in the south. Like in Kerala, there's huge demand for oud.
So that's the real study?
Yeah, that's a real study.
And that's the real finding?
Yeah.
Oh, Keralites love oud.
Yes.
That's new to me.
Yeah. So there's also a reason behind this actually. And we just kept going deeper and deeper into it because a lot of people from Kerala have families staying in Dubai. So whenever they come back, they get a present pack.
Good point.
And it's an oud perfume. So their association with fragrance is oud. So, these kind of insights we studied across length and breadth. And then we decided that we first decided a portfolio of just 7, that this is what we want to start with. And then we slowly kept developing on it. Then the consumer feedback loop started that, hey, can you make this? Can you try this? I don't like this. I don't like that. Or I would prefer if this was, more citrusy, more musky. And that's how it started growing.
So I'll again go back to this last point where you actually got the consumer feedback. How did you get those consumer feedbacks? Did you call the people to do a test?
Yes.
Oh.
So in the beginning, I still think it's humble beginnings for us. But in the beginning, we were very clear that we would want to be in touch with our customer. So Arjun and I would take out a day every week and we would call up all the customers who had their orders delivered 5 days ago. And we would talk to them about it. Some of them would not want to talk, some of them won't answer, but at least the ones who would, we would find out from them that what did you like? Did you like the packaging? Did you like the perfume? Did you like the glass bottle quality? What would you expect better? And the first question used to always be, could you tell us how to make it better? It wasn't like, hey, aapko acha laga ki nahi? Like, what do you not like about it? And we did this for the first 6 months of Fraganote consistently. After that, feedback started rolling in. The feedback loop in India, this is the beauty of the customer in India, it's very quick.
Yeah.
There's DMs, there's comments, there's reviews, there's Reddit, there's YouTube. There's so many places where they write to you. There's email. And I never look at it, even when we get criticism, I never look at it this way that, hey, this person is disappointed
Eventually
with the product.
Feedback.
Absolutely. I actually appreciate it. I feel it's amazing that somebody has taken out the time to write to you to tell you what's bad about your product. It's such a big thing. And these are the people we are trying to sell to. So we did this for the first 6 months, but now we have luckily a team who does it. We still call customers and find out what they did not like about the product. And we incorporated all of that. And this has been our biggest, I think, differentiator in learning. We welcome criticism. We are happy when we get feedback from customers. Obviously, we like it when they appreciate it also.
Yeah, that's again market research for me. It's like very close thought, which is, giving you a consumer behavior pattern on which you can actually work upon to improve your product. I think this is amazing. And you still call people now. You probably be having, in millions of customers for yourself. We've been actually, it was a deliberate strategy. But we are one of those few brands who actually have a 75% sales still from our own website. So we have a good customer base that we can talk to. Because from marketplaces, you don't get details of your customers, unless they reach out to you for some, issues or feedback. So we have a big customer base that we are regularly in touch with. We talk to them. For our regular customers, we have always special offers, loyalty programs, all of that. And always the team is calling them, finding out, how did you like the product? It's always like that. And that's how we've launched all our new launches. You mentioned about the loyalty program. Keeping customer loyal for a larger period of time requires a lot of strategies.
Yes.
Just calling customers would not help them out. So what are those strategies that the company has been employing on?
See, I'll tell you something. The most important thing that customers like and would remain loyal to you is them knowing that you care about them. Okay. The first call needs to be answered. The message needs to be, we have a TAT of 2 minutes maximum on a weekday that we have to reply to each and every customer, whether that's a comment or a DM, whether it's good or bad. On weekends, except Sundays, we Monday to Saturday up until 8 p.m., this is the TAT we maintain. And even on Sunday, we try to maintain a 4-hour TAT. So the biggest thing that will keep you loyal in India, that would keep a customer loyal to your brand in India is just knowing that you are listening, You're taking their feedback in, and you're working on or with them into solving their issues. And apart from the various other things that you do, there is retention campaigns, there's emailers, there's WhatsApp, you give them special discounts, but that's not always what
True.
it makes. Obviously, a great product is at the center of all of this.
Yeah.
But they want to know that they are being looked after, that you value their time, they've spent money on your brand, and that you should know that, it's important to them that they are being looked after. And this is the only way, and I think the most simple and basic way to keep a customer loyal to you. Even if it's a bad experience, do a service recovery as soon as you can.
It is, because Indian consumers prefer, to the prompt reply.
We are spoiled.
Yeah.
We are spoiled. And I won't even say that this is my customers. I am spoiled as a customer in India.
Correct.
So...
And give me one instant, considering that you get so many feedbacks. So 2 questions came to my mind. One is, how often the same consumer buy the same perfume and how often they change? And second is, one specific feedback that changed the entire game. So for example, you're talking about, the square bottles to the round bottles.
Right. So actually, one specific feedback that really changed the game for us was the bottle quality that we launched in the beginning. A lot of our customers said that we love the fragrance, but we wish that the packaging was more premium. And now we've made it as premium as possible. So this was one feedback that we received. The most consistent feedback that we actually get on perfumes is, can you make it more musky? Can you make it more oudi? Can you reduce this note, that note? And there is always a longevity feedback, because as I was telling you, fragrances behave differently on different skins, in different environments, depends on the food you eat, how much you sweat. Is your skin dry? Is your skin oily? So it's a factor of a lot of those things. So that is one feedback that we take, and we take very strongly. We always try to better our perfume oils and fragrance oils. But we also have to make sure that it's offered at the same price point to the customer, because, we can make it better, but then the cost keeps going up. So justifying all those factors, we try to take the feedback in. But this is mostly the most consistent feedback about notes, about longevity, and about packaging. Packaging we've already nailed, I think, because now we get a lot of appreciation for packaging. And notes, fragrance notes will always keep changing. This is what we are here for. We try to introduce at least 6 new fragrances every quarter. We try to make them as long-lasting as they can without altering the fragrance profiles. That's
one more
really
question about the consumer base. Now, since you have the consumer, which is your consumer.
Yeah.
So in our industry, as a market researcher, when we ask people to take surveys on the through email, a lot of people actually say that, these are biased responses because, they know exactly how to take surveys. In your case, it should be biased. That's what the beauty is all about, because it's your customer. How many of your customers actually know and have knowledge about notes?
Many. Many. Even we were surprised. Many of them. And it's amazing to know because they're so passionate about fragrances. So what we do is that we try to simplify the review journey even more. We send a message on WhatsApp now, because I don't think today even you or me as a customer is all of them are opening emails and trying to write up a review. But if you get, say, a message on WhatsApp, hey, how did you like your product? And you break it down into bits of, you do a star rating, give them an option, right? And if there is any specific feedback you'd like to give. So we do that every time you get a product from us. I think 10, 15 days later, you would get a message on WhatsApp. So this is something we try to do, and we consistently get feedback on notes. Some people even call it a copy of something. This is the thing about fragrances. It's like, our rose fragrance can smell like another rose fragrance because ultimately it is rose. It is rose, right? Yes. So notes is something some customers are really, really passionate about. They want it to be more like musky, make it more citrusy, make it more fresh. Can you make it like this? A lot of requests about popular fragrances also. Hey, can you give us something that's like, Dior Sauvage, which is, I think, the most popular men's fragrance in the world. But it's really sometimes surprising to us that customers know their notes. Those days are gone where you could call a perfume Sauvage like Dior did and, expected to sell. That's why we sort of deconstructed in all our labels, all our perfumes. This is called apple lily because it smells like green apple and lily. We deconstructed it. This was also one more finding, which was from our market research, that an online selling a perfume, you really need to tell from the get-go, the moment they interact with your content, they should know what kind of perfume is going to land in their hands. I can't call it Sauvage and sell it online unless I'm a Dior. Right. So I have to deconstruct it for the customer. I have to call it vanilla wood. I have to call it spice wood. So they have at least some idea about what they're going to get. This is all because we noticed that customers knew about notes.
Exactly.
They were curious. They wanted to know what's in it.
And I think the biggest opportunity for you guys was to mention the notes in on the website.
Oh yes.
Or probably on otherwise, even if I go and buy apple lily, I would only consider that there are notes basis on these two things.
Yes.
I may buy, I may not buy.
Yeah.
And then I'll be skeptical whether, what other notes are there. And that's what I see, I think with Persian oud versus urban oud, there's not much of a change. But, with changing the notes, the longevity of a perfume gives you a better feeling.
Yes, absolutely. And if you change the base, if I keep, say, oud and rose in the top and I change the base in one to musk and one to leather, you will see that the performance of the fragrance will change completely. So we paid attention to notes. We paid attention to occasions also. This was also customers wanting to ask that, do you think I can wear this perfume at night? A lot of customers asked us when we launched our fragrances. Can I wear vanilla wood at night? Can I wear, we had a very popular fragrance called Wild Escape that a lot of our customers have been asking us to bring back. But they would ask, hey, can I wear this in the day because it's a bit strong? So we knew that, they also, that sort of concept of day and night fragrances has entered India.
Yes.
Earlier, it was like you had this one fragrance for 4 months, you finish the bottle, then you get another one. It's not that anymore. They want a variety.
Correct.
So that's so now if you see our boxes, there's even occasions written on the boxes on the website. We delve deeper into notes on the website. There's heart notes, base notes, top notes. There's descriptions about how this will travel through the day with you, the fragrance, how it will change. So yeah, all of this is because we figured that customers were curious to know more about their fragrance and, about notes.
And Garima, I will again go back to earlier part of your research study. The biggest challenge at an early stage of launching such a brand in India, considering that Frank's market is already booming up.
Yes.
And a lot of people who are actually entering the market, and the example that we cited before this about diptych, it's a cross-marketing strategy even for diptych.
Yeah.
When people promote that product over different online platforms and say, then you can actually get similar to this one at a cost of this.
Yeah.
You probably be facing those challenges as well during your initial times. And how did you overcome those, and what challenges were those?
Actually, in the beginning, when you are just starting to launch a product, yes, these things did matter, but bigger challenges are MOQs, production, finding the right vendor, figuring out that they can really deliver your product the way, because it's a chemical formulation after all. It has to be made in a lab. It has to be FDA approved, so there's a certain amount of legal compliances that go into it. These were actually bigger challenges for us. Yes, we were scared that will it work or not? Would we get PMF or not? Will the market accept it or not? These are always the questions when you are launching something new. But to find the right people who would manufacture the product with care, they would make sure all the compliances are being followed. FDA approvals would go through, especially in a country like ours where there is lesser transparency, right, in a vendor and a client relationship.
Yeah.
These were actually bigger challenges: finding the right bottle, finding the right cap, finding the right spray, so it doesn't falter after 5 uses. Then building the communication around the perfumes. This was a big challenge as well because, like I told you, the perfume buying psychology is to smell and then buy. So how do we really tell the customer that this is what this perfume is going to smell like? We had to bridge that gap between the offline and online buying. These were the bigger challenges for us. In product, we sort of had a little bit of confidence because we'd been studying, fragrances as a passion for so long. So we knew that fragrances are good, but how do we really make it? And then how do we make sure they sell? The marketing bit of it, the supply bit of it. These were the bigger challenges
More of
for
a
us.
logistical and operational issues. Otherwise, your core strength was fragrance, and
Yes.
you knew exactly what you're doing.
Yes, and we already knew that we were doing something a bit different, right? It was concept to fragrances, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So we were like, we have the concept, we have the idea, we know exactly what the perfume should smell like, but will someone be able to deliver it for us the right way? Will the market accept it the right way? And how do we really communicate that this is our idea of the fragrance? So that's why when you said we did aggressive marketing for it.
And since you talked about aggressive marketing, I'm kind of been looking at your marketing influentials, big time, because it's generally popping up on my Instagram, and I get ads on WhatsApp as well. How this whole business model actually worked, and what role it is actually playing in the overall growth strategies. One, I tell you myself, then from this bottle to more great bottle, I would say, it fits in my palm and I spray it well. I think that's one of the study that you also mentioned, you did it. But, these rise of e-commerce, and since you're into the online, will you be thinking of, putting up an offline store, and these digital marketing influences that you're actually, getting onto that? How is it actually helping you out into the growth strategy?
So, I'll take up the question of the digital marketing influencers first. So, this is something that I got from my digital marketing background along with me, that to market a product today in India, you really need to establish a lot of social evidence, right? Because every time you open Instagram, somebody is trying to grab your attention. Whether if it's not me, it's my competitor brand. And if it's not my competition from fragrance, it's a skincare brand. Right. So we had it down from the start that, look, we will have to communicate the story very efficiently, very nicely. And the story has to be product and fragrance forward, not brand forward. And this is a mistake I see with a few, budding brands or even older brands. They talk so much more about the brand. I like your brand. It's great. But as a customer, am I interested in your brand or in your product? I want to know about the product because I'm buying the product. So this was a very carefully planned strategy that we'll get a lot of influencers to talk about how they like the product, what the hand feel is like, what the unboxing feels like when they spray it, what are the top notes, what are the first impressions, when they use it at a party or when they go out, do they get compliments, do they not get compliments, do people ask them? So some of them are very honest, even in our marketing, and we keep it very honest that I wore it, but it has a weaker projection. So it's a close skin scent, but, I like to wear it. And some say that, it's so strong that the other person next to me was saying that, can you not wear this much of this fragrance next time you meet me? So this was carefully planned, and this has really helped us establish some sort of proof that these products work. It's been able to convey the product story, that this is how it's going to smell like in your hand. It's going to last you 5 hours. It's the box is like this, the cap is like this, the bottle is like this. So again, the replacing the offline perfume buying experience with online, but via someone else's experience, is how this digital marketing influencer world sort of helped us out.
Yeah, I think there have been very honest feedbacks. I mean, whenever I see the ad, I can tell you that it's not scripted. Of course, it's an ad, it's being shot, but it was not completely scripted, because the way they were delivering the information to the consumer, it was like they're actually using it and they're coming back to with the feedback.
Yeah, we keep it like that always. In fact, we always tell them that please use it first for 5-10 days. There's no rush. Get your ideas together, think, see what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and then you come back to us. And they always want to say, discuss with the brand, this is what we want to say. That's when we say that you take your own impressions and then you make the piece of content. In fact, regarding Perfume, we had one influencer who said that, I'm not sure if I want to do fragrances. So we said that it's okay, try it out. We sent this to her, and she was supposed to deliver the content by say 10th. But she never delivered that content. So we were discussing amongst our team that maybe she just didn't like the product. Anyway, the marketing team called her and she said, actually, I liked it so much that I finished the bottle. Oh. So, but she said, listen, I know that I had to shoot for it. So then she ordered another one from the website next time. And then she did her own, take on it. So this is also a very important part of marketing to customers in any country. I believe that you have to keep it real. You have to keep it simple. As a customer, I want to understand really what you think about the product, especially when I'm buying it on, say, Instagram or, on Nykaa or on Amazon. I want to know what the product is like. Even if there's some shortcomings, so what? Nothing can be perfect. So that's what we kept it. We kept it very simple. This has been our marketing strategy. Keep it simple, silly.
Yeah, I mean, when I actually first started Perfume, I was also in love with Perfume because that oud fragrance is in itself very musky and very woody.
Yeah.
So I always loved to be, having a strong presence of, wherever I go.
Right.
And fragrance adds a value to it.
Yeah.
That's what I've always believed in.
Yeah.
Which is why I loved it. And then I thought, how about I buy another one? But by that time you actually launched Urban Oud and I was already got this one.
Yeah.
But definitely I love to try that one because I saw the notes and they're not very different, but it definitely have a very lasting effect as I understood from you.
Yes, they are. The notes may not look different, but it smells very different.
It is.
Yes,
sure.
and it has very high projection. So
Yeah.
you'll enjoy it if you like oud. So I'll make sure I send out to you one bottle to try.
Thank you so much. So considering that, fragrance experts to a digital marketer and now to an entrepreneur, what is, your advice to those aspiring entrepreneurs into the market, and, considering that's very competitive, you've already studied this for almost 8 months before
Yeah.
you stepped into this. What is your one advice that you would give it to them, that they should, when they're starting up their own business or any venture?
See, my first advice would be that you can't be afraid of failure and do it fast. Launch and fail, launch and fail, launch and fail, and find the right product that works. There is a problem with budding entrepreneurs, and we also went through it. I like to call it analysis paralysis.
Oh.
You start analyzing it so much because see, when we are trying to start up something, we try to gather almost all the information that we can. And then we just get stuck into this analysis paralysis. Like, if I do this, will this work? Will this not work? I'd say launch. See, there is nothing better than a customer feedback loop. Launch in a small quantity. Don't go out there. Don't do a big campaign. Start, if you are lucky enough to have a focus group, or if you have some people in your friends and family who are ready to be your focus group, there is nothing like it. Launch a product, send it to them, get their honest comments. If it's bad, work on it. If it's good, launch it. But launch and fail is the strategy that every entrepreneur needs to have, because until you really jump into it, you don't figure out how it's going to work. You can read as much, you can analyze as much. Yes, get your costing in place, get your unit economics in place, make sure that all of that, the basics are looked after. But launch and fail fast and find the right thing that works. And it'll be faster than you imagine.
So I think you beautifully summarized the entire conversation we had just now, with this advice. And it was an insightful conversation with Garima. Again, her journey and dedication to creating a brand that's not just about selling fragrances, but crafting an unforgettable experience truly stand out. From identifying the perfect target audience to leveraging the digital age, I think her story is an inspiration for budding entrepreneurs in India and the entire D2C landscape. If today's discussion piqued your interest, don't stop here. Explore Fraganote's incredible range of perfumes and experience the magic by yourself. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button. Stay updated on more engaging stories from innovators across the globe. And thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next episode of the Collaborative Canvas. Until then, stay curious and inspired. Thank you so much, Garima.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you.